What if the love of your life was never truly yours to keep? What if every moment you shared was borrowed from someone else's future? The college canteen was buzzing with chatter, but Aarav's eyes were fixed on her. Siya. She was sitting alone, lost in a book, her curly hair falling over her face. There was something about her, something magnetic. He had seen her before, but today felt different. Today, he decided to talk to her. "Hi, I'm Aarav," he said, sliding into the seat across from her. She looked up, startled, but then smiled. Siya. That smile. It was like the sun breaking through the clouds. Little did Aarav know, that smile would haunt him for the rest of his life. Days turned into weeks, and Aarav and Siya became inseparable. They spent hours talking about everything, their dreams, their fears, their favorite books. Aarav had never felt this way about anyone before. Siya was different. She was his safe place, his home. One evening, as they sat on the rooftop watching the sunset, Siya turned to him. "Do you believe in fate, Aarav?" He hesitated. "I don't know. But I believe in us." She smiled, but there was a sadness in her eyes that Aarav couldn't quite understand. It was a rainy night when everything changed. Aarav and Siya were studying in the library when the lights flickered and went out. In the darkness, Aarav felt a strange sensation, a pull, like the world was shifting around him. "Siya, I need to tell you something," he said, his voice trembling. She looked at him, her eyes wide. "What is it?" "I'm not from here," he confessed. "I'm from the future." Siya laughed, thinking it was a joke. But when Aarav didn't laugh back, her smile faded. Aarav explained everything. He was a time traveler, sent back to this time to prevent a tragedy. In the future, Siya would die in a car accident, and Aarav had been given a chance to save her. But there was a catch: if he succeeded, his own future would be erased. Siya was silent for a long time. Then she said, "So you're saying you're here to save me, but if you do, you'll disappear?" Aarav nodded, tears in his eyes. "I love you, Siya. But I can't let you die." Siya was torn. She loved Aarav, but how could she let him sacrifice his future for her? They spent days arguing, crying, trying to find another way. But there was none. One night, Siya made her decision. "Aarav, you have to let me go," she said, her voice breaking. "I can't let you give up everything for me." Aarav shook his head. "I can't lose you, Siya." "I won't." The day of the accident arrived. Aarav knew what he had to do. He followed Siya to the spot where the accident would happen, his heart pounding in his chest. As the car sped toward her, Aarav pushed Siya out of the way, taking the impact himself. "No!" Siya screamed, rushing to his side. Aarav smiled weakly, blood trickling from his lips. "I told you I'd never let you go." And then, he was gone. Siya survived, but her heart was shattered. She tried to move on, but Aarav's memory haunted her. Everywhere she looked, she saw him, in the books they read together, in the sunsets they watched, in the rain that fell on the day he saved her life. Years later, Siya stood at Aarav's grave, a single rose in her hand. "You were mine," she whispered. "But you were always meant for someone else, someone in a future I'll never see." The story ends with Siya walking away, her heart heavy but full of gratitude. Aarav had given her the greatest gift of all, a second chance at life. And though she would never see him again, she knew that their love was eternal, transcending time and space.